right, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us here at Transition Talk with me, Anna Adams, and my co-host, Ms. Pamela Carter. Thank you for all being here. We have some really special guests. Well, not just special guests, but they are a part of our community, our family here. So it's just like having a big family little get together today. We have Andrea, we have Marion, and Amy here with us today. And everyone, I guess, Pam, I'm going to let you kind of guide it out, but do we want to go ahead and just go ahead and let everybody introduce themselves at this time?
I think everybody should introduce themselves and say where they're calling in from.
Awesome. So who would, let's say, Miss Amy?
Hi, I am Amy. I'm calling in from Long Beach, Long Island, New York. Am I just saying where I'm calling in from, or you want me to just tell a little about anything right now?
That's good. Just where you're calling in from right now, and then we'll get into the juicy stuff.
All right.
Okay, Miss Andrea.
Hi, everybody. I'm Andrea Murray, and I'm live from Milford, Connecticut.
Whoa. And Miss Marion.
Hello from sunny Tucson, Arizona.
See, we all hail from everywhere because Anna, you're in Texas and I'm in Atlanta. Thank goodness. Thank goodness for this miracle we call Zooms and Google Meets and being able to all come together. Yes, we are so thrilled to have you ladies join us this morning. And really kind of what we wanted to talk about was your experiences. If we can just kind of tell us what courses you've taken, tell us what drew you to come to IDLM. So, Amy, why don't you start and tell us what courses you've taken so far?
Okay. I started out around Thanksgiving of last year. I decided to get involved with end of life. And I did a lot of research online and did a few podcasts and really researched a lot of the different courses that were out there. And then when I finally got to speaking to Anna and Pam, they were the ones that got back to me. I mean, with a regular phone call and a full maybe half hour to hour conversation more than once. And I was so sold out on that, first of all. So that was amazing, just to have the one-on-one conversation with both of them. I just knew that I knew and basically signed up right around then. And it was affordable for me. And then I got the gifts after that. I took the Certified End of Life course for 15 weeks live. It was amazing. I took the Advanced Care Plan, Life Planning with Pam, which I can't even tell you. I learned invaluable information and things I wasn't even aware of. And it just kept going and going. So I did that. And then after that, I took Lindy, who's their grief specialist's course on grief. And now I'm just excited about getting ready to use all the information and help people.
So you're building a well-rounded business because you'll have lots of tools to pull from. That's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
And you're part of our mentoring as well.
Yes.
Wait, what?
You're part of our mentoring group as well. It's throughout the month as well. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and that's great. And I'm also part of the movement where there's where you can watch all the old classes if you're busy doing doula work or whatever you're doing. So if you need to go back, you can get continuing education constantly. And it's just book clubs. It's really very family style. I highly recommend it. That's why I'm here.
We feel like sisters. How about you, Miss Andrea?
So I'm a graduate of both the Certified End of Life Doula program and the Certified Advanced Care Planning Specialist program. And how I came to this program was a couple of years ago, actually. A nurse friend of mine, I'm a nurse, and a nurse friend of mine said, "Have you ever heard of an end of life doula?" And I said, "No." And so she told me about it. And I've sat on it for a while. I was doing my own thing. And this past February, actually the end of January, the person that I had been taking care of for the last 5 years passed away. And I was scrolling on Facebook and up came this thing, End of Life Doula program. And I had looked at a few others, like Amy had mentioned. I had researched a little bit and it was pretty cost prohibitive and it didn't sound that comprehensive. And then I signed up for this for the discovery session with Pam. And it was like too good to be true between the price and what you got. I mean, the affordability along with the flexibility and the comprehensiveness of the program itself was like, this is a no-brainer. So I signed up that night and I started the End of Life certification the next day on the 2nd of February. Graduated that, and as we were going through things, the end of life planning, because I'm an old dog and, you know, I learned so much from the certification program. I said, I need to take this because I have family, friends that need this. They need me to do this. And I just finished that program. And so now I'm bringing it out on the road. I have a plan to go this coming November to visit a friend who I'm her person. I'm her spokesperson, advanced care planning spokesperson and whatnot. So I'm going to go down there and go through everything, the 5 wishes and whatnot, make sure she's got her ducks in a row. And I'm helping some other people up here. And what is amazing to me is how flexible the program is. If I can't make it to a live session, then it's recorded so I can go back to it. And the instructors are so accessible. You know, you can give them a call, you text them, you can email them, and you can have sessions with them. I also joined the book club, which has been fantastic because we review different books that on end of life and that sort of thing. And then we actually get to meet some of the authors, which is fantastic, and hear their point of view. You know, it's some of the people that I like. Barbara Carnes, we've met her in person. We're going to meet her again in person. It's like, who's better than us? And it's always there. And the movement is fantastic. As Amy mentioned, there's so many different continuing education things, and there's so much to learn. I never thought that I could learn more than I knew, but I've learned a lot more. And so I'm just really, really grateful for this program and glad to have taken, you know, I mean, Pam and Anna are fantastic. They really, really are. This is a great program, and it's really, you get a big bang for your buck, and it keeps on giving. It's not like one and done. It keeps on giving, which is what I like about it. Thanks.
Andrea, thank you so much. Yes, Anna and I do have a passion for what we do, and we hope it shows. Apparently it does. All right, Miss Mary.
Well, that's the other thing I just wanted to say is you have instructors. Each and every instructor practices what they preach. They don't just preach. They're out there working in the field. So they have, honest to God, I've done this kind of experiences.
Yeah, and day-to-day experiences too.
That makes it real valuable. Yeah.
Oh,
sorry.
No, thank you for that. What about you, Miss Marion?
Oh, well, thanks for asking, Miss Pam. I'm so happy to be here with people that I really love and trust. And I want to thank you because I'm a happy, healthy old woman. And in my long life, I lost a lot of people and it went down ugly. And when I found a way that I can make it less ugly for other people that I love, I was so grateful. And I've been with an international doula life movement now for, I'd say, at least 2 years since the beginning. I think I've taken 5 or 6 classes. I've taken some of them over again just to refresh my memory on the information. And the stuff that I've learned has just helped me so much. And it's helped a lot of my friends too, because they come to me now for advice. And what I really want to say is that I'm a lifelong learner and I am very fussy. I got a master's plus 15 and I taught school for 35 years, and I will call a spade a spade. And there's nothing but nice here. No one is mean. No one has a bad attitude. Everyone has that servant's heart that we all want. And it's a program that's designed to help people and to help those people help other people. And I'm so grateful. And I changed my own personal outreach to get a notary seal for the state of Arizona and to begin to become active in Arizonans for Death with Dignity and Arizonans for reproductive freedom, and just things that I believe in that I think everybody should have the access to. And I support medical aid in dying, and I would mix your apple juice as long as I had hospice to back me up. And I just want to say, I've heard some wonderful speakers, some brilliant people, some really, really heartfelt and thoughtful testimonies. And that's why I keep coming back. And I want to thank you for having me.
Well, we love it that you keep coming back, Marion. The one thing that I personally, and I know Anna feels the same way about this, we're not just a group of people that you come in, you take the course, you finish the course, you go on, you're doing your thing. Yeah, I went there. We're all family. And that is one of the things that I think make us so unique is we all, I laugh because I'll never forget your face. I may forget your name because names are horrible for me, but it's so nice to constantly see those familiar faces and to be into conversations just like this and to be able to share and to know that the things that IDLM is doing is making a difference in the world because of people like you, because of students like you that come and take these courses and continue this education and then take everything out and share it with multitudes. And that, for me and for Anna, that makes every day worth it. That is just what keeps us going and makes us happy. And we are so blessed with that. I know a couple of you mentioned the movement, and that is the platform that all our students get. It's part of, once you take a class with us, you become a member of the movement because this is where everything in the outreach is done. Does anybody have anything they want to add about the movement? Anna, do you have anything you want to add about the movement?
Yeah, the movement is a great place because it's where we house everything. So this allows everyone to connect, to chat, to, be somewhere and need advice and need to reach out. You can do that as well as share any information that you come across. And it's also where we house all of our past CE nights, our workshops, our events. You have access to anything from the past. It's just right there at your fingertips for you. And so you can always, watch those recordings and see everything that's happened and go back at any time to review if you ever need to review something. We also house our groups for all of our classes. So for our end of life class, we don't really do that one because we have communities that there. But, for our life planning doula class, we have a special group for anyone that takes that course. They can go in, and Pam is there to be able to reach out and support, as well as to share any upcoming things that are going on within her course and information stuff. So it's just a really great, fabulous area for everyone to come together, meet and gather and get that information that they may need. So, and as well as it houses our mentoring.
Yes. And our mentoring is something that's a little different than what some of the other communities have to offer too, because our goal is to see every one of you successfully running your own businesses. That's our goal, to give you the materials to brand it to yourself, to build your own business, and to have the support that you need behind that to get your businesses up and running. Yes, Miss Amy, I see that hand. We're so polite here today.
I just wanted to say you get to ask as many questions as you want, and I've asked many, many questions along the way, and they all get answered. And if they don't know the answer, they'll find a way to find it out, which is great. And also, I just wanted to say that I met people from literally all over the world that I feel connected to and learned. These are like highly educated people that I learned something from each and every one of them, not just the courses. It's just the other people. It's a live class that I took. I don't know if they're self-paced, but I did all my classes were live. So you literally connect with these people. We did projects. You know, it's just that the ability to learn from everybody else has been like so valuable as well. I just wanted to mention that I learned something from everybody.
And you know, I mean, you made the comment that there's people from across the world, but there's people from every walk of life. I mean, there are, I mean, in this case, Andrea is a nurse. And we've had nurses and doctors, and I've had 2 lawyers in my last class on advanced care planning. And so there's people from every walk of life that comes and joins us. And some of them are just joining us for their own personal knowledge to use it in their own personal life, where others are like you guys going to go out and start and launch your own businesses to service the communities that you live in, which is to me, amazing to know that we can touch all these people around the world and to be able to share. And the one thing that is the same, whether you're in the United States or you're in Canada or you're in the UK or, you know, Saudi Arabia, I don't care where you are, death is death. And death is not a medical process. And it is a period of time in everyone's life that we're going to come to. And to be able to share that and understand that and learn how to support someone in those final hours and days, months, sometimes we only have hours, sometimes we get weeks, but to be able to have that ability and to learn from others across the globe as we learn how they treat death in their communities and share that. I think that's phenomenal. What about you, Miss Anna?
Yeah, you know, it's really awesome because a lot of times people may think, oh, well, you know, they think because I'm here in the United States that, you know, we have instructors that are not, you know, here from the United States, they're from other areas as well. But just as Pam said, you know, there's no difference no matter where you're at. The death process that's the death process. It's not going to be any different anywhere else. And, you know, but we do, and we were putting those groups together now that we have, we were working on our state to state and country areas as well, to have extra help for everyone to be able to support one another with.
Mm-hmm. Mentors and others that can join together. Yes, Miss Marion.
I found in my community and among my friends that several people have experienced the suicide of loved ones. And the people knew ahead of time that they wanted to die. And they couldn't get any help, and they wound up committing suicide. And it's a tragedy for everyone that's left behind. And if I can help one person, and I'm sure I will be able to, the whole thing will be worth it, because anything that reduces human suffering, I think, is a blessing. And I think that's one of the things that I love most about this program, is that I don't have to set the world on fire. I'm just going to keep learning and learning and learning. And then when people come to me for help, I'll have resources that I can share with them.
Yeah, and that's the most important thing about doula work, is to have your resources, to be able to talk to somebody about MAID if they're in a state where it is allowed, or if they're in a state where it's not allowed, to be able to give them the information on how they can seek that service if that's what they're looking for. Because everyone deserves alternative. Everybody deserves to have a choice. Yes, Miss Amy.
I feel like I'm playing Jeopardy. I wanted to say that also just taking the stigma out of the fear of death. I'm just so behind that movement. Like, I mean, wherever I go now, I'm just bringing up death and dying as part of a natural process of life. And that just helps people have a space to talk about, you know, whether they have someone they're grieving or they have somebody who has Alzheimer's or dementia. I mean, it's just a part of our lives. So every conversation is related to it, and that there doesn't have to be all this fear like we can't talk about this. So just to be able to open that up, and I'm just behind that whole movement, and so is IDLM. And it's just a fantastic group of people, and you get educated in being able to rip down that fear and have a freedom in it being just a natural process, like birth. So I feel honored to just, you know, have the resources that I have now, you know, to give out.
Thank you so much. And it is.
And I'm finding that we can be resources to each other. For example, the two lawyers that you talked about are in the same area that my friend is, that I'm helping out. So I'm going to contact them when I go down there so we can meet. So there's somebody close by that I know is a doula or has the training or end of life, and can be there for her until I can get there.
Absolutely.
And I know I've seen posts, and that's where the movement comes in, because we can access each other. We can see where each other is and find people who are in our communities. I have one other person that's in my state that has taken this course. And so I've reached out to her, and we've connected and referred people to each other and that kind of thing. And that's kind of how it works. The family part of it is, you know, we're still all connected, and that we can help each other, and in that vein, help others, you know, more effectively.
You know, Andrea, you say that, and that's one of the things that I think about often is that, and you've all heard me say this, instead of the movement, I always say the neighborhood, because it is a neighborhood. We all gather there. We know how to reach each other there. And we have the opportunity to visit and chat and talk. And you don't just see each other in class and then it's over. There's all these things that keep tying us together, and we are building a family. And when you become a part of IDLM, you become a part of the tribe, the family, the connection. And I think that in the doula world, that's so important, because we have each other to support each other. Because while we are working as doulas and doing our doula work for our clients, sometimes we need that support for ourselves, that self-care, that person that'll reach out. Where else are you going to find somebody that really understands what you're going through than in the neighborhood? You know, just a cup of coffee and a friendly conversation. Hey, Andrea, can we talk? Or Amy, can you spare me 5 or 10 minutes? Or Marianne, you know, what are you up to? Let's just chat it out. So it really is. It's so important.
It is.
Go ahead.
I never like, you know, when I had this vision, I knew it was going to be in my head. I saw big things, right? Because we always dream big. But for it to happen in such a short time, like, it amazes me. It really amazes me that I would have such wonderful people be put in my life. You know, it could be for a season, it could be for a long haul, you know, we just don't know. And getting all those connections that we get out, you know, that we meet, you know, it's amazing. It really, really is amazing. And I love the fact that I get to talk to everybody too.
I know. I always look forward to talking to everybody. And a lot of times, I know I've had this happen with all 3 of these ladies on the call, that I've been talking to them, and they're like, well, I don't want to take too much of your time. And I'm like, not all the time in the world, because I love visiting with everybody. I love talking to everybody. I like having that personal connection. And you made a comment about it's been such a short period of time. And I have to say, I am amazed by the strides that IDLM has made over the course of now really going on to solid 2 years. I mean, and to have graduated approximately 300 students in 24 months, or really less than 24 months, it's amazing. it's amazing to know and to know that we've reached out and touched that many people. And I mean, sky's the limit. I'm like you, I'm dreaming big. You and I dream big all the time because we've got so many things that we want to do.
And not all the other partnerships that we've made outside of, that are coming into IDLM, that we have people constantly reaching out to us to want to work with us and our students. We work really great and close with Barbara Carnes and her team. We also have our business partner relationship as well with Dulato. And so we have a lot of different working partnerships that we have within this industry that have been made as well. So it's just been a great win-win everywhere.
Absolutely. Yes, Ms. Marion.
Well, since I've become politically active on these matters, I have found that when I go on these brainy people's meetings online and they're discussing death with dignity or medical aid in dying, and these are doctors and these are people that are involved in the field, and they start talking about it, and sometimes their information is older than the stuff that we learned the week before in International Doula Life Movement.
Mm-hmm.
So we're on the cutting edge. That nice woman that spoke, when I was with these brainy people, I was like, there's no residency requirement in Oregon for MAID, and you can get it done in New Mexico if you need it done. And they didn't know anything about that. And I don't want to lord it over them because, they're doctors and everything. But I was really impressed that I was a little bit ahead of them. I want to help people. So I want to know what's going on.
And that just goes to show exactly what I was talking about. We try to stay on top of everything. If we're not teaching classes, if we're not with someone doing something, doula work, we're educating ourselves, or we're trying to find somebody that can bring that education to the platform. Gosh, what an amazing conversation, Anna. I could talk all afternoon. What about you?
I know. We kind of got, So, what's really great is that we do have some upcoming classes and some things coming up. We have our Saturday class. This is going to be can you believe we're already wrapping up our second year here? And we're already going to be wrapping up our Saturday. This is our last offering of the year for our Saturday end of life doula class. And Pam, you have a class getting ready to start. Will you share a little bit about that and when that's starting?
September the 6th, the certified life planning class starts, and this will be one of the last classes for this year also. We're going into the fall, and so it's hard to believe that, the last classes of the year, it's almost like last call, ladies, but we do have a lot of classes starting, and the certified life planning course starts September the 6th and will run right up until the Christmas holidays. And then we'll be breaking for the holidays and coming back for 2023. But we also have the Saturday class for the certified doula course. And right now we're into third week of the Wednesday classes. So there's still
we're already starting the third week. So it is just swinging by really quickly. So like I said, we're coming down to the final course offerings for the year. And one thing I want to make sure we point out, Pam, is something special that we do, because people seem to be pretty shocked and surprised when we tell them this. No matter if you're on a live or self-paced class, you are always welcome to come and re-audit courses.
Mm-hmm.
Do we charge for that? Absolutely not. You will gain all that information. I think Marion started with me last year. Well, Andrea, you too. You graduated last year as well. So Amy graduated from our January class. So, but our last year students went through the 15-week end-of-life doula program. This year we went to 16 weeks, and they were able to gain all the extra resources for absolutely free. Yeah. Same thing with you, Pam. You've got some, there's so much new information coming up that you're putting out. They can always come and join that. They can come into a live class. And if they're taking something self-paced, they are always welcome to say, hey, you know what? I really like this module, but I want to do it live. we'll welcome you with open arms. You just reach out to us. We'll get you the information of when that module is going to be held live. So it's just something extra that I feel is so important.
One of the benefits too is in that vein is once you take that course, if it's the doula course, if it's the planning course, or the grief course, once you take that course belongs to you for forever. You're not limited to how long you can go back and take a refresher course or any of those things. Once you've taken that class, we welcome you back at any time with open arms. Because we do make changes. Anna's made some changes that are going into this class that we're in now, that anybody that's taken the certified doula course can come back and catch just those classes or take a refresher. I've made changes in my course, and I'm making changes again with the course that starts on September the 6th. And so I've got students already that have said, sign me up. So I know Marian and you and Amy, all of y'all have said, put me on the list. So, so that you can come back and you can take the whole class, you can audit just a class. But the education, you can get that continuing education through those continuing courses, because our courses are not set in stone. We make adjustments and we make changes as we go along to be sure that we're bringing you the most current information in that class. So if you took the class in January, the information you're going to get in September, there's going to be some differences in what you hear because of the changing of times. May, for example, caused some changes in the way we addressed medical aid and dying. With the change in Oregon, that changed everything. So we had to implement that into our education and into our conversations. So try to be progressive and keep on top of things, not just, well, that was good last year, but things have changed and I don't know what to do. We'll try to make sure you always know what to do. Yes, ma'am, Miss Amy.
I also, again, I'm just reiterating, you mentioned earlier about the self-care. The self-care of each of the doulas helping one another to take care of themselves during the process. And they really promote that. They have people that do meditation. They have private grief for the doulas themselves if they're going through a situation themselves, a personal situation. And I just think that self-care is very important as well. And the motivation to continue to do well with the business. So, and to teach you the different avenues to go, how to do your business. So they don't just drop you after you get the education, they're following up, and that's part of the mentor program. So I just wanted to make a little side note about that before signing up, because it's really, I feel really emotional. I do want to say that about being part of the community, because I really know that this is my community. It's just, I really do feel that way.
It's a sisterhood. And a brotherhood, because we do have the males that are joining us too. And if there's anyone that's male that's listening that's thinking, I'm not sure, please, we have lots of graduates that we can connect you to. Really strong.
We have a couple of gentlemen in our end of life doula class on our Wednesday class, so I'm super excited about that. And so we've got some great things working with that. There is stuff always working through here at IDLM. I have to say, we stay pretty busy because we have so many different new things that nobody else has, that haven't even been an idea yet. So we're really super excited to bring that out into the community. And like I said, things are always happening here. So
absolutely. Well, we've been going for a good while today. We just kind of went off down the train track, but talking to these ladies was so much fun and so much information. So is there anything that we need to add, Miss Anna, or do you think we should?
I think we've covered everything today. Like I said, we're winding down for 2022, and we'll be, having graduations before we know it. So, head over to our website, or be sure to sign up for our newsletter, because that's where you're going to get all the updates every week that are new things that are happening. So you want to sign up for our newsletter just by going to our website.
You said one thing I do want to, we keep making comments, but I have to piggyback off this. You said graduation. And that's one of the big things with IDLM too, is we do live graduations. So that students can invite family members or friends if they'd like to view that graduation. And we actually do go through, and everybody gets their name called, and you can imagine them crossing the stage, and then they get their certificates that are mailed out. So it's a big deal. Graduation's a big deal.
Yeah, it is. Well, thank you everyone for joining in with us today. And, we're always here available, and as well as our students, I've passed phone numbers off to potential students that are looking into getting education in different areas. So, we're always, not just me and Pam, but everyone here is always open to answering any questions or just sitting and listening and just seeing where you need to get started first. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for having us here, joining us here today, and have a fabulous week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.